everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Welcome, welcome. We are doing a 2023 Oracle deck haul, and I will then also be doing a 2023 Tarot deck haul, but that'll be in a separate video because I've got 10 decks to discuss with you today. So yeah, we're just gonna dive right in, get right to it because we got a lot to cover, and I can't wait to share with you. So let's get started. All right, so going to talk about two decks because they are by the same creator. So let's get into it. This is the River, Sailing the Stream of Consciousness by Nick Bantock, creator of Griffin and Sabine. It's a 48 card deck and guidebook. It is by Llewellyn. And this is my number 10 on my list of decks that I got this year. Also by Nick Bantock, we have the Archeo Personal Archetype cards. And I got these together because I thought I could use them. I've been wanting to do more accessing of the subconscious realm type of readings. And I just felt called to get these decks to see if I could work with them together. I do plan on doing a full flip through of both of them at some point in the future. Also, I want to do a combos video because I found that these decks work really well with the Uncommon Tarot as well as the Frank Pinter Tarot. And I found that they work really well with the Oracle of Echoes. So, you know, I love doing combos videos, so I'll do that sometime in the future as well. But for now, I'm just going to show you a few cards from the deck, just so you can get a flavor and a taste of them and hear why I like them. So, I think these might be my first Llewellyn Oracle decks. I love the box. It's magnetic. You know, Llewellyn makes a great box these days. Here is the inside. And the guidebook sits there. It's got a little ribbon, so you just take it out. And the guidebook is titled Following the River's Course. It's full color. It's gorgeous. And when I first got the decks, these two, I just spent some time reading the guidebook, okay? And it's not much. And really, I think that I'm going to be just called to work with these decks intuitively. The guidebook is lovely. But yeah, I just feel like this would be a better deck for me to work with intuitively. So here are the card backs. They are large. These are large cards. So this may not work for everyone, but you know, for those of us who don't mind a larger card, you might love it. Now here they are out of order because I have been working with this deck. We have the card backs and size. Let's just go through some of them. Oh, I love this one. So it's like collage style with that element of surrealism going on. Yeah, I really like this deck. Now here's the thing about this particular one, the River. It's numbered. You can barely see the numbers in the corner. It doesn't have keywords on the cards. Now that might bother some people. It doesn't bother me because I have a specific use that I've been using this deck for. The keywords are in the guidebook, so you don't have to worry. There are keywords. But again, sometimes I'll look at the image, and if I'm inquiring about some situation I went through or a bit of anxiety I held about something, And I'll just say, hey, I need a card to help me navigate through this. I will just kind of deep dive into the images and allow the images to speak or evoke something inside of me to help me to navigate whatever the question I was asking about or situation I'm involved in. So yeah, it's a glorious deck. Glorious deck. So it's not going to be for everyone because not everyone's going to appreciate large cards. Not everyone's going to appreciate that the keyword is in the book. Some people may not like this glossy feel. I like it. It's been shuffling well and holding up well. I've been shuffling it and I don't see many chips or anything like that. Let's see. Yeah. Here's the cover art. And I will give you all some examples of the keywords here in a moment. Let's do that. Let's see. Here's 29. Let's look at 29 for a moment, shall we? Oh, and the guidebook is set like seasonally, so you have a whole page. It says autumn, cards 25 through 36. This is 29, so let's go to 29. Okay, the horizon. All right, that is the keyword. But actually, what's interesting is that there's like a sub keyword here. It says liberation. Liberation. So let me show you one more from this deck. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, this one is card 32. Let's see. Oh, I turned right to it. The lonely child. Okay. And it says, devoid of nurturing and affirmation, the child could easily turn cold and callous. But that will not happen. The lonely child will learn to live in love. There is no easy path for those whose loneliness is etched into their hearts. Their maturity is hard won, yet their journeys through ice and fire will soften and harden them in equal proportion, giving them the gentle gift of empathy. And the sub keyword is compassion. So I'll stop there. I do, like I said, I do plan to showcase this deck in videos to come. Its own flip through, maybe a deck in focus after I've spent some more time working with it. How I work with it, my process, I want to share with you, but I got to first, determine that for myself. And then I may do the tarot combos one sooner than later because I just found that the Oracle of Echoes really works gloriously with these two decks. Now let's show you the Archeo. Now this one I think was the first one created by this artist. And then this one is a recent release. I've seen a few flip throughs of this one, not too many yet of the River one. And again, open box. So it says understanding and developing your archetypes. There's another beautiful guidebook. You know Llewellyn. You know how they get down. If you're a collector, you understand, like, they make beautiful boxes, gorgeous guidebooks. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe there's more to come in my collection in making room for Llewellyn Oracle decks. We'll see. Here's the card backs. Oh. You see that? Yeah. Let's go through some of these images. Now, these are different. They are not numbered. These actually have the keywords very faintly in the image. You can barely see it. It says poet in the corner. I don't even think I can get it as clear as it needs to be. Like this one says healer. It says healer. And let's go through some more. Ooh, I like this one. Eccentric. What I appreciate about these archetypes is, especially with this art, is that it really allows you to just kind of escape into the essence of that archetype. So for example, here, you know, eccentric. Clearly this person is a bit eccentric. We see them wearing a full-on mask. It looks like they're on, I would say, a motorcycle. In fact, I want to look at the guidebook. Eccentric. Let's just turn to it. Because it's alphabetically organized in the guidebook, that does make it easier to find the cards. After a while, if you work with a deck, you may not need to consult the guidebook. And again, like I said, my plan is to work with it, not necessarily leaning in on the guidebook so much. Let's see. Eccentric. The attribute. The eccentric reminds you that you have every right to be whomever you choose, from silent introvert to gregarious extrovert. He will give you the courage to follow your whims, quirks, and curiosities, and free you from the constraints of societal demands and expectations. In the words often attributed to Oscar Wilde, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Persona. There's a persona section. Unrestricted by convention, the eccentric behaves and dresses in whatever way strikes his fancy. He is an individual who marches to the sound of his own drum, the sanest of madmen. He cannot be co-opted into seeing and thinking as others do. His individuality is not contrived. And then it goes on to more. I love it. I'm going to stop here for time's sake, but you catch the drift of it. Beautifully written. Here's the Alchemist. You know, some people be like, well, Kim, how are you going to use this in love readings? How are you going to use, how is this practical? Not every deck is meant for the mundane, but you could use this as a way of working with a client, whether during a live like Zoom session or in-person reading, and just saying, okay, what's your question? What are you working through? What are you working with? And have your clients take a look at the cards and have them into it, have them, you know, point out what it is they're seeing and how it relates to their situation. And that could be a very moving experience. And you're just like the guide. You're helping them through that process, asking, you know, evocative questions. So it could be something like that you do. Just a suggestion. But yeah, you all, these are the 2 decks I added, and I was so excited to add them to my collection because I was like, I need something unique. I now mostly make my own oracle decks if I need an oracle deck these days. I have a huge collection of them, but it's now quite rare when I come across an oracle deck that I just have to have, because normally I'm called to use the ones that I create for my reading practice. All right, let's move on to some more. So next up, this is more like practical oracle, and I will try to remember to put the link in the description box on where you can get them yourself. But I got these on Etsy, and I've shown them a few times on the channel, but I got them this year, and they're super helpful. I use them in especially like client readings. Sometimes I use them for myself. My friend came and visited, and she loved this one. This is the Should I deck. She loved it. And she was using it. She felt comfortable. She's not, not used to reading cards, but she had some big decisions to make. And I said, well, I have a deck that you could use and play around with. And so she picked this one up. We used tarot as well. I read the tarot for her to help her, but I let her play with this one, and she loved it. Now, of course, I am of the firm belief that, the question of should I do this, should I do that? It's like asking for permission when really you are the steward of your life. You get to dictate how you move in this world, right? But every now and then it's just, if we, really are being truthful, we just do want a little bit of guidance and permission to do something, right? So this is called the Should I deck. Cute little handy deck, nothing fancy. We have Ask More Questions. It's too risky. Expect a good outcome. Don't commit at this time. No, it won't be successful. Reword your question. Be more specific. No. Yes, it will be successful. It is out of your control. Circumstances are changing. It will be worthwhile. Absolutely. It will bring new opportunities. No, girl, no. Shift your focus. Don't be ridiculous. Wait and see what happens. Don't let fear stop you. You will lose interest. Let's do a couple more. Maybe. Possibly. It's impossible. Proceed slowly. Unfortunately, it's a no. It's unfavorable at this time. Change your approach. I mean, there's so many more. But there's the should I one. So next up, the one that I got when I was working on my timing oracle, creating my own personal timing oracle, I wanted some inspiration from different decks. So I got this one, and that's what opened the door to these other little decks. And so I got the Win clarifying oracle here. We have slow movement. I still use this deck heavily. Sometimes I use this deck. Other times I use my own personal timing deck. Sometimes I use them together. And then it's always interesting when I get a December card like this one, and then a December card from my deck comes up. So it's like December is of heavy importance. And then couple that with like an Ace of Swords, because I do timing with the tarot. And I'm like, this is a key time for you. So yeah. So you've probably, if you've watched my channel, you've probably seen me share this deck on my using, I think it's called predicting timing in your readings, I think. And so this one I did talk about. Let's see. I'm thinking about making a timing deck that goes even further into the minutia, like the minutes, the hours. It's a little, the time of day. So we'll see. Okay. And then finally, we have the Who clarifying oracle. Now, this one is the newest of the ones that I got this year out of these three. And every now and then you get a client who wants to know, well, can you give me some traits or characteristics about my future love, Some folks ask those kind of questions. There's no judgments there. For me, I was always of the belief that, it's most important to focus on how you want to feel around your partner. Like, and then let the package come as it comes. But not everyone operates that way. And I have no judgment either way, right? So we have Rooster. This is Chinese astrology, right? And so it even lists the years associated with the Rooster card. It's compatibility, so compatible with ox and snake, incompatible with goat and rabbit. And then some traits here. We have honest, energetic, intelligent, flamboyant, flexible, diverse, observant, and confident. So sometimes when a card, whether it's astrological, like astrology or Chinese astrology, I focus more in on the birth years and then on their traits is what I focus in on. Not so much on the compatibility of if they're compatible with ox or snake, because I'm not, heavily well versed in Chinese astrology. I think I'm monkey. I don't know. Coming in to nurture and support, Libra. So you've got some astrological here, and again, it has the date range of their, of the sign. Venus and associated with the element of air, strengths, sociable, idealistic, diplomatic, and then weaknesses, indecisive, gullible, and resentful. So, if you're doing a reading and there's somebody's inquiring about that, you could say, perhaps their sun, moon, or rising is in Libra, or they carry these traits, these personality traits. Or they could be an air sign. So you have some leeway. Even when a card like something specific like the Libra card comes up, you have leeway. Mirror. And here's another one, horse. I think I'm born between the cusp of goat, my birth year, because I was born at the very beginning of 1980, or February 1980. And monkey. So, I'm going to set this to the side. Here's goat. Here's Aquarius. Is it true? Strengths, imaginative, independent, compassionate, weakness, unpredictable, detached, temperamental. It's got me pegged. Soulmate. Family or past connection. Coming in with advice and guidance. Nearby. Short term. Long term. New connection. Fleeting. Friend, acquaintance, or coworker. Coming in as a partner or companion. Admirer. False flame. Distant. That could be physical distance or emotional distance. Karmic. Masculine energy. Twin flame. I have a thing about using terminology like twin flames and soulmates. I personally don't ascribe to it. I certainly, had to get a bit well versed in it if I'm doing readings because other people believe in them. But just because other people believe in them doesn't mean you have to adopt everything that everybody's believing in. You can still hold true to what you believe. I believe that we have varying degrees of compatibility with people. And some people will really feel like soulmates, whether it's your best friend or your partners. And, it's like a scale. Like you both are on a scale of a 9 out of 10 of compatibility. So in essence, you could have multiple soulmates in this lifetime. That's how I take it. But yeah, that's just me. Coming in to offer resources and stability. Feminine energy. Let's see. Monkey. Okay. I was just wanting to look and see if I agree with the descriptions. Tasteful, crafty, warm, elegant, charming, intuitive, sensitive, empathetic, and calm. So that's goat. And then monkey, quick-witted, charming, lucky, adaptable, bright, versatile, lively, curious, and smart. Yes. Yeah, I could see that. All right, so those are 3 right there that we just knocked out. So let's keep going. I've got a few more to show you. So this next one I have done an unboxing or a flip through. I'm pretty sure I have. So I will link in the description box the video that I recorded for this one. This is The Beloved Dead, an oracle for divining ancestral wisdom by Carrie Paris and Tina Hart. This is a Wiser Books deck, and I haven't used it very much since getting it, but I have high hopes for it. It also has this cool box. Oh, before I move on, these come with little boxes. Let me see. I can show you all. Don't mind my messy. I gotta organize my shelves. So, for example, it comes in these boxes. Before I move on to this one, I had to jump in and say that. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm not going to show too many cards from this one because I do have a full flip through. But like I said, I have been getting more and more into ancestral readings, and I wanted more decks to play around with those energies, and I thought this would be a nice addition. So far, the readings I have done with it have been spot on and enjoyable. So I do plan to get to know it more in 2024. Here is the Beloved Dead guidebook. And yeah, I plan to use it a lot more. In fact, and I mentioned it in another video, a recent video I recorded, I am going in a depth year in 2024. I think I'm only going to, well, it's going to be a low buy year. I think I'm going to give myself a budget of like, I don't know, 200 for the year. I haven't figured out the amount yet. I'm going to ask the cards what the amount should be, if at all. The only reason why I'm giving myself a little leeway is because I may find the need to create an oracle deck or even a tarot deck. And I want to include that in my budget. So that's why. Otherwise, though, I'm really strictly trying to avoid buying decks just willy-nilly. I do have a wish list, a very short wish list, that's a couple of those decks on the wish list I will be getting as well. Hopefully folks will gift it to me on my birthday or something like that. But if not, that'll be part of my little budget. So there's spreads. It's a really beautiful book. In fact, I really like the guidebook, and it made me really appreciate the deck as a whole. It's got gold gilding, card backs. There's these Act of Love cards. I'll show them. So there's like, I don't know, 11, 10, I don't know how many, 11, 10. I know some folks are like, there's not much diversity, and I hear you and I agree. Here's the thing though, I mostly do readings for others. Every now and then I do readings for myself. I don't have a lot of time. I have a preteen daughter at home. I have adult sons who want to talk to me every other day, which I love. And it's almost like a mini homestead where I live. Like there's lots going on. And then I have a professional reading business, and I don't have time to read for myself. I read for clients, and clients from around the world. For example, I have a client that just booked with me who is from Switzerland, you know. I have clients who are Canadian. I have clients all over, Australian, all over the world. That may be of Caucasian descent. So this could be a deck I use with them, right? I have quite the collection now of melanated decks, of decks with either a lot of diversity, I keep those in a separate category, or just fully melanated, like people who look like me, decks. One of these days I'm going to do a revisit to show you like, wow, that part of my collection has exploded, and I'm grateful for it. So I have plenty of decks to go to for ancestral work for those of people of color, but this will work too, and I'm not mad at it. Spirit Throne, I'm not mad at it at all, and I like the energy of the deck, I have to say. The few readings I've done with it, I really felt it was spot on. Even for readings for myself. You know, it's no secret there is white Caucasian blood in my bloodline. And as I started to do more research, I started to learn that, yes, it was as a result of slavery, the intermixing of the races. However, in also my lineage, there were people who willingly got together, even though it was illegal. They willingly commingled races. So, and then my husband is of mixed heritage. He's, his mom is Caucasian, his dad is African American. So I in my family, in my modern day family, it is a melting pot, and I want to honor that and not ignore that. And there are people of color in this deck. It's not a lot, but there are people, people of color. So that's my take on it, okay? That's my take on it. All right, so that's the Beloved Dead Oracle. I have been doing a series in my Poised to Leap group on working with our ancestors. It's an ongoing series. I think we're on exercise 5. And so I've just been recording content, coming up with spreads or journal prompts. We get together periodically for lives, like in Zoom, to talk through some of the exercises and work through them, use our decks. And just really, it's been a profound experience. I may publish some of those videos to the channel because it's such a personal journey, and I want to be respectful of my members. I won't be posting every live Zoom. That happens with Poised to Leap. That's something sacred for us as we do our ancestral work. But for where I'm just sharing about different spreads I've come up with or spreads I've found that work really well for ancestral work, I can share those here on the channel, so keep a lookout for that. I'm excited to share that. So that's the Beloved Dead Oracle. Up next is one of my own. I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about this little one. It is the This Time Oracle. So I'm including this in my list because, yes, I created it, but I also purchased it. So it makes sense that I'm going to talk to you about it. That's being authentic and just being honest. This is part of my 10 decks that I added to my collection. So we have next year, Monday. And did I show you the backs? Here's the backs. Here's December. Today. I use this a lot on client readings. Sometimes I'm called to not use timing oracles. I'm just called to use either my divinatory dice or specifically just my tarot experience with doing timing. I find that could be just enough. But certain clients want you to get down into the nitty gritty of timing. But I give the caveat that, it's like a forecast. Now that I've lived in the tropics for a while, you could have a forecast. It could seem super accurate, not a cloud in the sky, and out of the blue, something changes trajectory. A storm blows this way versus that way. And now things have changed. Similar things when you are doing predicting of time in readings. So, if you're playing around with timing, don't be shy in letting your client let me just say this, set the appropriate expectation about it. But, work with it. Go with it. Have fun with it. Practice on yourself. And do readings for yourself and predict timing. Or you could be like, when is a good time to do something? When is a good time for me to explore this particular endeavor? And then you get the 4 to 5 weeks. You could say 4 to 5 weeks from now. Or it may take 4 to 5 weeks to get it off the ground. You don't have to just use predicting of time like, oh, when is he going to come back to me? 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah, you could do that, but there's other ways to work with time. I also have the moon phases, last quarter moon, wait for a surprise. There's February. I really love this deck. I use it a lot within a month. Friday. Lost track of time. Tonight. Winter. Out of all the decks I created, I think I had the most fun making this one. And I'm thinking about adding more cards to it. Full moon. Within a week. It is uncertain. Tomorrow. There's another moon card. Wednesday. And yes, I even have 9 to 10 years. I even have this lifetime and next lifetime. Morning. 3 weeks. Midnight. I have seasons. Wee hours. Here's one of the seasons cards. Summer. Taco Tuesday. Anybody who knows me knows my deep, deep love for tacos. Deep love. 1 week. Evening. Patience is needed. Any day now. So we'll stop there because I do have a full flip through of this Oracle deck, and I'll be sure to put a link in the description box down below. All right. Let's keep going. We have a few more friends. So this is another one that I created, but the ones that I create, I typically use a lot in my personal readings for myself when I have a chance to do them, and my client readings. And this one has become such a favorite of mine. It is the Your Career and Money Oracle. The reason why it's a favorite of mine is because I found it's super useful, not just for career readings or money readings, but life readings. It surprised me how universal it became. And it's, I think, 110 cards. It's a chunky monkey. My this time Oracle is 78, but I'm planning on, I think I'm going to add some more to it. I think. We'll see. We'll see. Here's the card backs. I have a thing for succulents and cactus, and so it's a common theme. All right, so we have debts and liabilities. I'll just show a few because, like I said, I have a full flip through. So if you want to see more, you can just check those videos out. Planning and organization, undervalued, beware and caution, patience, justice, alignment, balance, karma, persistence, use your voice, competition, stock options, control, negotiate, inspired action, celebration, job search, say no. Interesting. Say yes is right next to it. Say yes. Deadlines. Insurance. Take action now. Gifts. Approval. Let's do some more. Unethical. Get out of your comfort zone. Time to level up. There is something better. Benefits. Denial. Bill pay. Pessimism and poor attitude. That could be you being a bit pessimistic and having like a poor attitude, or it could be you're in a very negative environment. I do have a negativity card, but it's like maybe you're dealing with someone, your work buddy, who's become very pessimistic. What are you going to do about that? Or what are you doing about that, right? We have side hustle, turnover. I mean, it's a lot of cards. I'm not going to go through all of them. Oh, here's one. Job loss, layoff or termination. Risk assessment. So I was inspired by my own 20 plus year work life and creating this deck. But you know how work touches on every area of your life? It just can't help but to. That's what this deck feels like. And so sometimes, even in love readings, like with married couples, this deck really just brings it on home for me. I have many money oracle decks, like career decks, things of that nature. And I find that I don't reach for them anymore like I used to. I reach for this one. All right, let's keep going. I have a few more to show you. So this one is Fill Your Chakras Sticker Edition by my friend Andy. Of course, I'll put a link to her channel in the description box, but she creates decks and I love this little deck. And I'm not well versed in chakras. I'll just, I know like the basics, right? But you don't really need to know it like that because you could use this deck. And I will include a flip through. And just going to show you a few. I will include the flip through that I did. Okay. It says root chakra, Muladhara. And it's an overactive root chakra. And it says, I am being greedy. Overactive sacral chakra, I feel jealousy. This is great for self-care readings or readings like with relationships, whether it's platonic, romantic, or business. It just helps you get a pulse on things, and it also can help you when you are aware of where you're at. You can then start to work on how to heal that inside of you. This is a balanced crown chakra. It says, I sense infinite wisdom. And even the coloring, she has it color coded. And it's so cute. Look at the backs. This is a sticker edition. She made like a Christmas edition, the midnight edition. She's just amazing when it comes to creating decks. Throat, an overactive throat chakra. I talk and my voice can be dominating. So this is the throat chakra color. Overactive throat chakra. I talk more than I listen. No. Third eye, underactive. I see, but I don't trust my intuition. That is brilliant. Brilliant. And you can see it looks like little stickers up there. So cute. It's like a name tag, right? Like that. Balanced. Crown chakra. I sense my higher self. I plan to use this more. I'm going to be doing more like well-being type of readings. I'm going to create a listing for my shop, and I want to have this be one of the decks that I use in that particular reading, like an opening reading, like an opening oracle reading to kind of get a like understanding of where is this person at, and it's going to help me to get more comfortable with chakra work because I very much love cards. They guide me. I have a beautiful, intimate relationship with card reading and cardomancy that it feels safe to explore chakras with my cards. So that's the Fill Your Chakras Sticker Edition Oracle. So this is it, my number one. Okay? I created it. And yeah, I love this deck. I love this deck. I love all my decks that I create, but this one you all got to see me use a lot on my Mystery Mystic series and like some of my Maritime Mystery readings that I do on the channel. I've taken a break, but I will be resuming, I think. We'll see how I'm feeling in 2024. I think I will be resuming. I'm just going to be really selective of the cases that I take on because they are really draining emotionally, spiritually, mentally, at times physically if I'm not careful. So I have to be very discerning about those kind of readings going forward. However, I made a deck to do those readings. Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. The thing about this deck is 160 cards, and I do have plans to make expansions. You're like, how can you expand on 160 cards? I'll tell you. What I plan to do is to identify the cards that kind of go together and break them up so, you know, people can pick and choose and build out their Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. I have quite a few true crime-ish oracle decks in my collection because I do Mystery Mystic type readings and Maritime Mysteries readings, and I would use a bunch. But after I created this one, I found that really, truthfully, if I'm being honest, I really only need this one. It's all encompassing. And I love the card backs. Thorns. I haven't used it in a while because I haven't been doing those types of readings. When it is New Year's time, I get a lot of readings, not just New Year's readings, but I get people who are questioning about what direction to take their relationship, career plans, family focused type readings this time of year. So I have to take breaks from any other kind of readings because I have to save my energy for my clients. That's where it's at right now. I'm sure things may settle down and then I will be going back to my list. I have like a master list of cases that people have recommended to me, like cold cases. So I will be going and getting back to it, looking at the list, seeing if maybe some mysteries have been solved since the last time I added the case to the list, and then I can cross it off. That would be cool. This is backyard. And just revamp my list. If you have recommendations, don't feel like you can't send them my way. I'm not done with the series, but if you all have been following my channel for a while now, you know that I have to take breaks from those type of readings. Because I want to be as on it as possible. I have loved ones of these people who watch these videos, family members, friends, and the greater public. And I don't want to be not energetically ready to hold space for them. Because really, truthfully, these readings, yes, I know a lot of people think that it's for entertainment, but it's also a bit of like, it's cathartic, it's healing, it's also helping people to see things in a different light, a new perspective, and it gives the person who is the subject of that video, of that reading, a voice. Especially cold cases, or cases where it may not be cold, but not much attention is on it. The reading brings attention because people who might search it or they watch my channel and they see and they're like, wow, I live in that area. I remember hearing about that. It gets people to thinking about it and thinking about the person. I used to just like every case that people recommended, I would jump on it. But now I found that I have to be discerning about what I take on for my own well-being and out of respect for certain people, certain cases. Like I can't just dive in because everybody is doing a reading on it. That's not being very respectful for myself and for those who are related to that person. I have to be mindful of that. I take it very seriously. And like if I sense that someone who's taken their life, or there's mental health struggles, or if someone may have drowned, I have to really tread lightly. I usually will steer away now from if I can sense out that mental health might be at issue, because we all have our mental health struggles, and I again want to be respectful. If I can sense that someone has ran away versus being kidnapped, I too step away from them, because I want to give them their space, that's, respectful. Give them their space. And drowning, the reason why I say drowning is because when I was 7 years old, I nearly drowned, and it triggers something inside of me when I empathically tap into someone and I can tell that may be their cause of death. That's one of the physical things that I'm talking about with you all now, is that I get physically overwhelmed and it could knock me out. I can end up being sick, like catching a cold and my immune system going down. It can weigh on me because it was so traumatic. Like I had to have the whole CPR situation, like it was a scary thing. And so when I tap into it, sometimes we don't know when we're doing these readings, and then we come to find out that the person is drowned. And then I look back when I was thinking about that reading, and I'm like, that's what I was feeling, that pressure, and that pressure feels very familiar. The surrendering and just going in and just letting the water take over you, that's real. And it really gets me. So this is 160 cards. I'm not going to go through all of these cards, but I thought it was a great time to share with you what's been going on with, I may do a channel update, or I might just do a community tab post of what's the plans. I don't really feel the need to just have videos just mindlessly up these days. I just haven't been in the headspace, to be honest. And so I may just do a quick post of what's to come. And I will certainly make an announcement when the next installment of Mystery Mystic Monday is coming out, as is my Maritime Mysteries. I'm excited really about Maritime Mysteries because that really captures my imagination for some reason. And I just really like to see what the cards say. What's frustrating about Maritime Mysteries is, by nature, we may never fully know the answer. So the next best thing that we have is our intuition and psychic abilities and the cards. But it's not you're not going to maybe get that gratification of finding out the answers like you could for Mystery Mystic Mondays, I don't know. Well, there you have it, friends. That is my 2023 Oracle deck haul video. This was a monster. I'm going to take a break, upload this bad boy, and then come back and record my tarot decks that I got or added to my collection in 2023. And this is fun. Let me know what decks you added to your collection in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you. You all keep me in the loop on what new decks have been coming out. Although I'm going into a low buy, no buy year in 2024, I bet others would appreciate hearing what you have added to your collection, what is in your haul that you got and you're happy about. Do me a favor on your way out, please hit the like button. It does help me, it helps the channel, and it's much appreciated. And subscribe, friends, subscribe. There is more content. Even though I kind of took a step back because I've got super busy, that doesn't mean that I'm not wanting to record content. It's just, there's only one of me. So subscribe. That lets me know you're interested in what I got cooking up over here. All right, friends, take care. Bye for now.